Hey guys, welcome to another PTG podcast. Today we have the pleasure to talk with Sephora. You guys know her, you guys have seen her on our Instagram, and I'm gonna let her present herself.
Hi guys, I'm Sephora Kinnan. I'm currently a student and a member of PTG community, and I help Kevin develop the community with trainings and everything that goes into that. So, that's
Amazing. So today we are hosting a PCG, a small get together with the community members that live in Belgium, and I decided why not make content before that, asking Sephora some questions. And so it's going to be very interesting. So let's jump right into it. The first one is, what advice would you give to your younger self before walking on your path to greatness?
I would probably tell my younger self to stop trying to please everyone and just to do whatever you think is right for yourself. Don't think about what other people want for you or what other people think you should be doing. Just do what you want. Be more confident in your skills and what you're capable of. Get to know yourself. Be free. Don't think too much. Don't overthink. And step out of your comfort zone more. That's advice I would give my younger self.
Amazing. And is that something that has now changed since you've been in the community, or like how is like the advice that you will have given to your younger self? Is it something that kind of has made a difference now that you probably have, how do you deal with this, like, now that you're in the community, things like that?
Now that I'm in the community, I feel, because I'm like surrounded by people that are trying to grow and trying different and new things, I feel motivated, and I wouldn't say forced, but it's like it pushes me to put myself out of my comfort zone, and it pushes me to develop myself, get to know myself, and everything that I really didn't do before, it pushes me more because I get to interact with people, meet new people. I have to, for trainings, for example, I have to be there, be a speaker, even though that really wasn't my thing. I was more of a listener. But yeah, it pushes me to do things I wouldn't do before. And therefore, I feel like this growth and this evolution myself. So.
Yeah. And about the stop pleasing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did that change? Like, has it changed since like you went on your path, or is this?
Definitely, it has definitely changed because I got to know myself and get out of my comfort zone. Now I know what I want, and because I'm certain and I know what I want and where I'm going and what my path is, that makes me certain of my choices, and therefore I listen to what other people have to tell me, their feedback or what they think or whatever. But I know that at the end of the day, it's my choice. So instead of just trying to please everyone, I'm never going to please everyone at the end of the day. So I'm going to just be me, do whatever I want. And still take in regard like whatever people are saying, but let take it less too hard, I would say.
Okay, so the next question I have for you is, what are your 3 non-negotiables?
My 3 non-negotiables, I'd say first of all, health, because health is really, really important to me. And it's something also that I can always better myself in, learn new things in. So it's broad, but I feel like I can find everything in it. So health is really a non-negotiable for me. So going to the gym, being active, eating right, like majority of the time, even though sometimes you can indulge or whatever, but majority of the time I try to be consistent in my eating habits, know what I'm putting in my body, what it will bring into my body and everything. So health is one of them. Second thing, I would say growth, personal growth, learning, everything that has to do with personal development is really important for me because I always seek to know more so that I can get that knowledge and change and adapt my life according to it, so that I can live a better life, develop myself, be a better thinker, just be a better person in general. So personal growth would definitely be one of them. And then the last one would be, I'd say, my faith slash family community. So everything that's relationship related. For me, it's really important to be watering it, because I see relationships just as a plant. If you don't water it, they will die. And so I really try to give it my best and put in the effort that I need to put in and do my part to have my relationships being good, and my faith also putting in time and effort and being present in that. So that I would say that are my 3 non-negotiables.
I mean, we've talked about this just a couple of moments ago, but what impact did the PTG community had on you? You mentioned that it helps you like push yourself, get out of your comfort zone, but is there something else you've gained from it?
I've gained, I would say, getting to know people like in a whole other way, because normally you're set into situations where you get to know people, like for example at school or at work, and it's like an environment and that's it. But now it's different, because you're with people that are also like in the same kind of season as you, as like you want to grow, you don't really know where you're going, you want to learn, you want to better yourself, and it has bring me like this other, like it has bring me other perspectives, I would say, in getting to know people, even in learning, in knowledge, like everything. It has shifted my perspective, I would say, about everything, like my path, people, learning, or like things that are possible. Now I think that much more is possible than I was before. For example, I had a lot of limiting beliefs, and now I wouldn't say I'm totally free from them, but I can see further than I could see before. So that's already a step forward. And I think if I continue down this path, that eventually I will have like the courage and the conviction of being like, okay, this is not just for other people. For example, if I want to become a YouTuber or whatever, I'm like, okay, this is not just for them. I can do it too. Take away those limiting beliefs and actually go into action instead of like just like motion, learning about it. I'm really learning to take action more. So that's the things that I learned.
Okay, and what are some limiting beliefs you had before that you don't have anymore?
I'd say the normal routes, just like the school and everything. I thought that like it was essential, and like if you don't do that, what else are you gonna do? Like it's either school and then you have like the work-life balance, just like regular job and everything, or like you don't go to school and then you just work directly, but then there's less opportunities and everything. I didn't know that you could really just do something you liked, for example, making videos or whatever, and be just a regular person and actually make money out of that and grow it into a business and be your own friend, like boss and entrepreneur. For me, it was always like, oh, but those people, like they had unfair advantages, or because like their parents were already in the business, it made it easier for them. Like I always thought there was something that I could never have, for example, that regular people could never have. They had like an advance, like unfair advantage, I would say. But I learned that it's not true. It grows out of just will. If you're determined to do something, and instead of just maybe envying people or being like, oh, I wish I could do that, you can do that. If you just have the resources and just go into action, and you'll learn by doing it. That's also something that I've learned. I always thought that you have to be super prepared and get all the knowledge in and everything, but that you're just wasting time at the end of the day, because the best way of learning is with experience. So you should do it, and while you're doing it, you're going to become better and better at it, and then it's set.
Amazing. And is that, did you get to ever ask yourself what are your unfair advantages?
Not really. I've never asked myself the question because I never thought I had one, to be honest. I always thought like there was, yeah, it was something that I didn't really have. I was like just regular, like everyone, so never thought of it actually.
And is it something that will like that you will need to sit down and think, or like now you could think of something?
Yeah, maybe. I think I've come into like a stage, a season in my life where it's important for me to figure out what I want to do as like career-wise or professionally, like or projects or whatever. And to be able to do that, you need to know your unfair advantages so you can take the path that is not easy, but it's like it will make it easier for you if you take like a path where you already have unfair advantages, and it will just make things smoother, I think. So for me, I think it's important to do that at a certain point in your life and then decide what you want to do with it. So I think I should definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay, forget. And from us, I think you being part, like a crucial part of the PTG community, what are some of the things other members told you or said that impacted you? Like that had a moment where you was like, yeah, this is why we are doing this.
I'd say when people message me, I had two people that messaged me just saying that, for example, it was one video I did about gym and everything, and then a girl messaged me and she said like, oh, what you're saying is so true, like you really motivated me. I think I want to start the gym. And then another girl, like it was about people pleasing, she was also a people pleaser. And then she was like, oh, I really like identified myself in you. I was also a people pleaser. And then we talked about the whole thing. And I think things like that, by sharing, for example, my journey or my testimony, I would say, just creating that bond with people, because I always seek that or want that when I look at other creators, for example, when I watch videos on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, and being able to do that myself and have like this bond, that's it for me. So I would say those two people that messaged me, those were the things that I will never forget, being like, okay, so I actually have something to share. Like I actually have things that people can relate to, and then form that connection and make them feel better, help them in a certain way. So that's really what I took from that.
I'm curious to know where does the drive or like that need teaching comes from? Because we do training a lot, we do a lot of things in the PTG community, and you're very good at teaching. So where does that come from?
I think it comes from, because I love to learn. I think when you learn and learn and learn, I love also to bring it into the world. So I learn a lot of things. I listen to podcasts, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, I've learned this to also be able to share it. For example, in a conversation, I'm like, okay, I heard that there. That's what I got from it. Let me share it with that person. And then they will know it too. Just sharing the information. I think that's something that I love, because I love learning. I also love giving. And with the trainings, the thing that I really, really like is that we teach principles, core principles that we were never taught that in school. And it's like, it's so important. For example, we never learned how to learn. And it's crazy because the whole school experience is about learning, getting the knowledge in your head and everything. But we never really learned how to do that. So I think that's what drives me. It's like getting to share with people what I wish that I had learned in school. So things that I missed, the key principles I would share, I'm like, okay, I would have wanted to learn that. Let me teach it to other people so they have the information.
Okay. And what is your opinion on the education, like the regular education system?
I think it's too limited. I think it's too, I'd say old school maybe, because there are some bases like math, everything that we need to learn, of course, even if it won't serve you in the long run, like you won't have like a specific equation that you have to solve or whatever. It's needed to make you think a certain way or to whatever form you as a person, of course. But I think there should be another either PTG school that teaches children like as an academy or something like that, that teaches children from like your young age how to learn, for example, or like all those key principles that we were never taught. I think it's important, and that's what school lacks a little bit. They're too much focused on, oh, this is how we formed people in the past. This is the key things they need to learn to be thinking a certain way, to be formed to go into the next chapter. But they don't really give us the information to just live life. How do you live life outside of school? You know, all these things. I think school misses that. So I think we need something that teaches that.
And do you think there's a reason for that?
That school doesn't teach us. I think it's because they like the how do you say it? The school system is like a little rigid, so they don't change it up really much. It's not fluctuate. Like it's not like, oh, this is a new thing, let us add that. No, they want to keep what they have. And go with that, and then maybe change some little things, but they don't really sit down and think, okay, how can we rethink the whole structure? Because rethinking the whole structure is a risk. Your risk may be, for example, not teaching the children some things. For example, will maybe have later like another like a consequence or whatever. So they're careful. They're really careful with what how they teach and everything, the teaching method, the information. So I think the reason is really that they're too rigid. They're scared of change maybe, or they maybe also they want to just build workers. Like they don't want to give like the key information for people to develop themselves to some point where they know that, okay, for example, I can be an entrepreneur or whatever. They want to just build workers, employees. So that also may be one of the reasons why they won't ever say that.
Interesting. So my take on it is just that, like, I think the education system is built to build workers and employees. That's it. So it's just now that things are, they seeing that everybody's kind of wants to work for themselves. So now they started to switch up things. But yeah, what do you think of a regular like 9 to 5s? Because there's a trend that with people that like they hate 9 to 5s, like almost like it's a shame to work in a 9 to 5. Like everybody should want to build a business, or the other way around, like people who just refuse to like get out of their comfort zone and build a business. Like what's your take on the 9 to 5 lifestyle, the quote unquote rat race, or people like the whole you see the movement now.
Yeah, and I see. I think that people should know for themselves like what they want out of life, because I know a lot of people, for example, the 9 to 5 is a great way for them to just live because they have security. They know that if they're just going to work, they're going to see their colleagues, they'll meet maybe people, they have their income that's steady, I would say. It doesn't fluctuate because with entrepreneurship comes risk, and a lot of people can't take that. So I get why people would just like prefer 9 to 5, but I think that people shouldn't underestimate themselves, like in the sense of, if you're not happy with your 9 to 5, look for something else. Don't tell yourself, oh, maybe like, don't tell yourself that this is life, like this is what I should be doing. Those other lifestyles is not for me. Being in like that limited belief mindset. Don't do that. If you choose to have a 9 to 5, you need to be happy with that. You need to be coming to work, being happy, being content with your life, being fulfilled. That's the most important thing. If you're not fulfilled with your 9 to 5, either change your job or try to seek for something better, or like something that will fulfill you. I think that's the most important thing, because so many people just come in and then they're not happy. They're always complaining about their work, but at the end of the day, you choose it. So you can't be there like being like playing a victim. I think everyone chooses their own path. Of course, there are situations where you don't have a choice because you have responsibilities, you have things to take care of. So 9 to 5 is just the easiest route. But don't be afraid at a certain point to be like, okay, I've done this for a certain amount of time. Now I'm in a place where I could afford to build a side project, for example, or start something new, getting myself educated in a certain topic that interests me. Don't be afraid of that. Don't stay stuck in that 9 to 5 mindset if you know that's not for you. So that's what I would say.
I'm curious to know what kind of drives you to become better.
What drives me is, I think, growth. I love growing. I love development. I love knowing that today I was better than yesterday. You know, that whole thing, it's what drives me, like to continue learning, implementing, stepping out of my comfort zone, being like, okay, maybe today I will learn something that could change my mind around, or change my perspective, or change my all that. I love that. I love like hearing different perspectives, hearing different things to form my own thoughts. And it changes every day, every second, every minute. Like a person can come into your life, say something, and it can change. Like it could change your way of thinking. And I love that. Having like different things and then think about it. So I would say it's that. Essentially, it's growth. Having this passion for learning, also for hearing other people's perspective. Yeah, I'd say that's it.
And is it your why? Or is it
My why I want to become better?
Yeah.
Why I want to become better? My why is just my future self, my future life, I would say. So my future family, for my children. I just want to become better for also the people that are in my life. Being like, I want to be better so that I can be a great mom, for example. I can be a great wife. I can be a great sister, a great, I don't know, whatever, aunts, you know. So I want to become better, not only for myself, for God, but also for the people in my life, to create like a better environment. And yeah, because I think if you want to, for example, if you see things in the world that doesn't please you, like, oh, I wish I could change that, I wish I could change that. The change has to start with you, your own world. So if you try to become better and seek like this best version of yourself, I would say, automatically you will pour that into others. Other people will also see, oh, she has become like, how is she so great? How has she developed herself? What happened? And I want to inspire people to also do that with them. So be like, okay, what did she do? Oh, I will do the same. I want to learn too. I want to do that. I want to do that. They then become their best version of themselves. And that way they do that with them, their people. And then it like expands. And then that way I think we can totally make the world a little bit better. So I feel like it's my duty and it's my part of contributing to the world's goodness, I would say.
Okay, interesting. Why do you think people should join the community?
I think people should join the community because you're missing out on so many important principles, knowledge, things that you're not thought. And if you don't seek to be informed and to get the knowledge, you won't ever get it. And you can miss out on a whole different life that you could have led if you would have just had the right information. So I think it's important for people to join a community, not only because you are surrounded by like-minded people that also want to become better, that will push you and that will also inspire you to go and take this path that you maybe wouldn't have taken if it wasn't for those people, if it wasn't for the mindset, if it wasn't for the knowledge. So that's really important, being surrounded by good people. And then just the knowledge. Knowledge is so important, because with the right knowledge, your life could look like a whole lot different than if you didn't have that specific knowledge. So it's important to join a community like ours that tries to teach you those principles, that tries to give you like so much value, so much things that you have to choose better for yourself. You almost feel obliged because you know so well, you know better. So why would you still be making poor decisions? That's what we want to enforce and push onto people. It's like, I know that this isn't good for me, for example. I know that I should quit. I know that I should not be doing that. That's what we want to teach you, for example. And then you have so much knowledge of, okay, I shouldn't be doing that, I should be doing that, that at the end of the day, at some point, you're going to stop having, for example, habits that you should have left, that you don't need, that is not good for you. Things like that. And you'll see your life change little by little. And then you'll get into this path of like always wanting to become better. And bettering yourself is bettering your surrounding, is bettering your communities, is bettering the world. So that's why I think you should definitely join the PTG community.
Okay. And a quick last word is, what is one principle that someone watching this like needs to have? Like just one, if you had to pick one from what the principles you actually know right now.
I think learning, I would say, because it's important. It's like, you think it's obvious. Learning is just getting in new information and yeah, you just know more. But the whole thing about learning and being intelligent is doing something with the information you know. So I think that's a principle that everyone should have, not being in motion, but take action. That's the most important thing, because if you can know everything, like you can learn everything and have all this information in your head, but if you don't do anything with it, have you really learned anything? That's the question you should ask yourself, and that's a principle I think everyone that watches this video should take away.
And what is actually like something, so the principle is just taking action when you get the new information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you are watching this and you watch the entirety of this podcast, you know that after having new information, you need to take some actions. And that's how change comes. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I had a lot of fun asking questions to Sephora. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, most importantly. And also, if you want to join the community, there's going to be links in the description. So go check the links in the description, and see you guys on the next one.
Bye.